All right, let's begin. Well, greetings everyone and welcome. Welcome to August's Livestream Bond Geek channel. Place, no matter how you are in the world today, whether you're suffering through the cost of living crisis, or you're struggling at work, or whatever's going on in your life, you can come here to the Bond Geek Livestream at the end of the month where we can just chat about James Bond and escape everything else in the world today. I, of course, am your host, the one and only Henry Stevens. Everybody, welcome. How do you do? I hope you're really enjoying yourself. And yeah, do you know what? It feels like yesterday that I was just doing last month's live stream. It is crazy how this month has gone. I have to say, it's absolutely balmy, bonkers, and just I'm absolutely gobsmacked by that. But hey, we're getting through the year. It's been an incredibly, really actually good month for me. I hope it's been a really good month for you. Obviously, as I say, in the UK, we're suffering our cost of living crisis, but hey, we're struggling on. That's why we are here to provide a lovely distraction. Now, before we get into all of today's topics, I remind you all, everyone, if you want to send your question in to be answered on the live stream today, don't forget, add it in the comment section and we will get to it later on. It's already starting to fill out. There's some great questions already there. So that will be really great, I think, for everyone to see. A couple of things as well before we start today's show, looking through all the things that we discussed. A lot of people have been talking to me a bit about some of the videos and some comments and critiques they want to discuss. With that, I will address it there on the what videos we did this month section. So I will sort of mention stuff there. And there will be a sort of like poll. I'm not putting in the chat, but if you want to put in your comments and put your vote in, I'm happy to do so on that. The other thing that someone wanted to mention is, why are these streams only done in 720p? And I'm going to be absolutely honest with you. I use this streaming software called StreamYard. I think it's absolutely fantastic, and I really love it. The thing is, though, obviously you do have to pay for like the full premium experience to get like full 1080p picture. And the truth of the matter is, I'm saving up for a wedding, so I love doing my live streams. They're really a massive highlight for me for every year, but I can't afford that. But hey, as soon as I can, hopefully that will sort it out. The other thing is, I hope you don't mind, I'm not really dressed up, shall we say, like in my normal nice finery. I've actually got on a sort of Doctor Who t-shirt today. The reason is, where I am, it is so humid. It is unreal. It really is. Even with like the studio light stuff and like my ring light that I've got up, set up, I've got windows open. It's hot. So please forgive me if I'm not maybe dressed up in my absolute finery today about this. But before we get into today's comments, can I just say, once again, I want to say hello to a couple of people. We've got Jack, who sent in some questions. We've got Jordan. You guys are there. It's really great. I see a couple of you guys are all watching, which is really cool. But without further ado, let's get into today's topics of conversation. Now, the first thing we do, no matter what, on any live stream, is we talk about the previous videos we did on the Bond Geek channel this month. Now, here they are today. We've got the Becoming Bond movie review, the top 10 pre-title sequences, and the video, which I'm going to come to in a minute, is who will be the next James Bond. Now, first off, I really love doing all these videos, and I have to say, I'm actually quite proud of some of these thumbnails. I think I'm getting a bit better at thumbnails. Need a lot of work on them, though. But again, a lot of you seem to like the Becoming Bond movie review. They liked how, basically I was sort of prepping up George Lazenby there. But you all, from what I can see, what you've told me and the reviews, you really like the top 10 pre-title sequence video. However, a lot of people have been messaging me, and I love this, literally saying, how dare you leave out The World Is Not Enough? How dare you leave out The Living Daylights? And I want to address this sort of right here, right now. They nearly were, both of them, on the list. If you actually look at my top 10 James Bond introductions, Living Daylights comes up highly. And the World's Not Enough pre-title sequence is really, really great. However, I think it's sort of too much of two halves, because obviously it was originally meant to end with Bond, going down the building. And the boat chase was just obviously was the thing after the pre-title sequence. And I love the boat chase sequence. It's one of the best in the Bond series, but I just didn't think it belonged in my personal top 10 pre-title sequences. But obviously, my number one pre-title sequence, if you were watching, was Skyfall. I still think the Skyfall pre-title sequence is immense. The Casino Royale one is great. The Goldeneye one is great. Tomorrow Never Dies one is great. The Moonraker one, Spy Who Loved Me. There were some great choices in there. And I'd like to say just right about thank you for all the kind, caring words that you put on that pre-title sequence video. And I would like to confirm here right now, because all of you are asking, yes, there will be definitely more pre-title sequence videos. So not pre-title, top 10 videos coming on the channel. They're definitely coming. I've got a list of ones I want to do. You're probably not going to see the next one until about November. And I'll explain why at this end of the video here. But literally, I've really been sort of developing what videos I'm going to do. And I will say this right now, October, to mark the James Bond month, if you will, James Bond Day, there's going to be something really cool I'm excited about that I'm going to be sharing on this channel. So keep a watch out for that. But now we come to last week's video of who will be the next James Bond realistically. Now, again, I had some lovely comments on here, and everyone was just saying, you know, really, really interesting, really great, lovely, interesting choices, more realistic and all that. I'm going to say here, I got a lot of, concern's not the right word, but like, why did I add Renaud Jean Page to the list of potential candidates? Now, I mentioned this in the video that, you know, he is potentially a candidate, you know, they might look at. Now, I don't really like getting into anything political on my channel. It's just meant to be a place of fun and interesting debate, discussions, you know, and all that sort of stuff. But a lot of the comments and questions I got was this whole should be Bond played by an actor of color debate. Now, I've generally sort of stayed away from doing that topic because I feel people will take it politically instead of just like one idiot's opinion on YouTube. So I'm going to post this out to all my followers here, and I'm going to put a poll out probably tomorrow on the YouTube page, you know, with those posts. Keeping in mind, I will stay away from political sides and all that stuff. Would you like me to see me do a video essentially on my thoughts on should Bond be played by an actor of color? That's the question I want to ask. So if you want to type in your comments here, just let me know. Let me know your thoughts as well. But if you'd like to see me do that with the understanding that I'm going to be very much keeping it away from any political statement, this video, would you be interested in seeing that? But again, I want to say just, you know, outside of that, there were great comments. I'm really grateful for the reviews, the comments you had, and you all seem to like that. And I will, of course, now tell you the videos that are coming up for this next month. Obviously, it is September. Now, we're going to start off next month. Next week's video is why I think Richard Madden should be the next James Bond. We're starting off with that. We're then going, and I'd like to thank a lot of the online deep fakers for letting me use their footage here. But we're going to do a video on James Bond and deepfake, and could we potentially see this technology being used actually in the franchise? Which is, again, it's a really exciting video. I'm really happy about it, and something I'll be honest with you, I am a big fan of like deepfake and the whole sort of videos people do of them. So I'm really excited about doing that one. And the last video of September will be, and I think this is a big one, which I know a lot of people are looking for, and I always try to leave my big ones to the end of the month, is my Bond 26 wish list. I've been working on this one a lot. I've been developing it. I'm going to be, you know, in the UK, we've got now a 3-day weekend, a bank holiday weekend. So I've got tomorrow, Sunday, and Monday to record that and make that. So please note that will definitely be coming up. Last thing on videos, there will be an extra video this month. Now, this is bad of me. Last month, I said, like, you know, I had those pre-left questions from the 100th episode to do, and I was going to do it. I'm going to be honest, work has just overflooded me with things. And, you know, in the evening, I've just wanted to sort of chill a bit and just like relax from what's been going on. And I haven't had a proper chance of doing that. So this month, because again, I'm going to record it tomorrow. It's my first video I'm going to record. I'm going to get to all those unanswered questions from the 100th episode, and that will be a bonus video coming sometime soon this month. So please look forward to that. But now we've got out of that, well, let's get on to, I think, our main topics of today's video. Obviously, didn't get a question brought in, but if you do want a question written in specifically as a main topic on this live stream. Don't forget, you can go to the YouTube contact page. You can ask for the email address, send me in a question with the word topic for live stream, and it can be answered here on the show. But the big thing we're talking about today is this. Now, I know a lot of my friends, like all of you guys in America are like really angry that you couldn't go see Goldeneye on the big screen or, or any other Bond films. In the UK, with all the cinema chains, they're showing, once a week, these Bond films. The last 20, Die Another Days this month, so 20 weeks, one Bond film a week. And as a treat to myself, because I knew I couldn't see every single one, again, saving up money for a wedding, I treated myself with a friend of mine to go see Goldeneye on the big screen. It was my first James Bond film I ever saw. It's the special one to me. And for me, the opportunity to not see Goldeneye, there's one chance I had maybe potentially seeing on the big screen. I couldn't resist. I had to go see it. So lo and behold, we went to go see it. And I'm going to tell you all right now that seeing Goldeneye on the big screen was one of the greatest cinematic experiences of my life. Without a shadow of a doubt, I've never seen the film look so crisp in picture quality. The sound was incredible. And just watching it with this entire audience who just love the film as much as you, who are respectful of the cinematic experience. It was honestly, seeing Goldeneye on the big screen was in my top 3 cinematic, going to cinema experiences I've had in my life, up there, with seeing, a first Avengers movie and probably even Skyfall, because that was an amazing experience as well. I mean, I'd have to do a list of my top 10 cinematic experiences, but it was great. I can't explain to you in words, but how when everyone laughs together at the line beg your pardon, forgot to knock, or that depends on your definition of safe sex. It was such a communal experience, and everyone getting excited at the action sequences, when the tank goes through St. Petersburg. It really was quite an amazing experience. And I have to say, one thing I was so impressed with, in a sense, was actually these showings that we've had in the UK of Bond films each week. They're making some, I think, quite legitimate, decent money. I mean, we're not talking the millions, but certainly in the tens of thousands, vast majority of them. And I think that's incredible. I think that's absolutely incredible for what the Bond films are. People are coming back to the cinema to watch these old great Bond films. I think, Goldeneye was one of the biggest one. And by the way, I'll say this just for the record. Obviously, the great Bond fan site, mi6.com, is keeping a record of the, the box office of these re-releases. And once they're all done, I will do a video looking at them and just analyzing it all. But for me, seeing Goldeneye on the big screen was an incredible feat. And again, it's just so nice to hear people coming out of the film and going, oh, that was so amazing seeing it finally on the big screen. And I think I'll just leave this whole Goldeneye on the big screen with this. Obviously, during COVID, when cinemas were trying to come back up, they were releasing old films again, Back to the Future and other things like that. I honestly believe, hand on heart, if money was no option and I could go back and see some of these great classics on the big screen, I think cinemas are missing out on a trick here, and we should definitely be doing it, because I feel there is an audience for wanting to see the stuff on the big screen, and I really hope they continue to do that. And I think, to me, the whole Bond re-release for the 60th anniversary has been an amazing success. And I've known so many other people who've gone watch the Connery ones, the Moore ones, the Dalton ones. Some people are looking forward to going and watch Casino Royale back in the cinema again soon. It's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. And I'd just like to apologize again to any Americans who are watching on the live stream now that you haven't had this option. And I do apologize, but it was so worth it. And it was one of those most memorable experiences when it comes to me and loving film and Bond I've ever had in my life. But we're not finished with Goldeneye. This sort of live stream is very Goldeneye centric, because obviously, as well, this year, drum roll please, we are marking the 25 years of Goldeneye N64. My God, how old am I? How old am I that I was a little nipper? I was a little nipper when this game came out. Oh my God. Oh my God. The memories of this game is just unreal. I just want to bring this up again. I know maybe a few of our sort of followers or maybe sort of younger generations, they won't know like the joy of what Goldeneye 64 was, but I think for the generation of kids growing up in the 90s, those who were real hardcore gamers, it could have been any game, but it was Goldeneye, it was Bond that just revolutionized gaming. I really do honestly feel hand on heart it did. I mean, everyone goes to, again, you know, I've said this before when I did like a previous live stream when I talked about Goldeneye, and I'd like to sort of mention it now to you all here, but essentially, I just remember, I think I played that game so much. A couple of the early levels, I swear I could have done at one point blindfolded. I mean, properly, like I could have had my eyes closed, move the controller, knowing where to aim roughly to kill a guard, move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 forward, turn left, turn right, all that stuff. I really do believe I actually could have done. It was a monumental game. Everyone played it, everyone talked about it. It was a zeitgeist moment. And of course, I think to a lot of people, the highlight, the highlight without a shadow of a doubt would have been the multiplayer. Now, again, I actually technically never owned a copy of Goldeneye N64. I never actually owned an N64. I had my best friend at the time. He had an N64, and I must have been at his house, or he came over to me so many times throughout our life. And we are, you know, if I went to him, we just set up the N64. He came over to me, we just set up. He brought the N64 with him, and we played it and played it and played it and played it. And, you know, it's just one of my happiest memories of my life, that whole scenario with Goldeneye N64. So I really want to just finish up and saying that Goldeneye N64, happy birthday. To Eon, please, I don't know what's causing the delay, but please, if this alleged remaster leak is real, please release it as quickly and as soon as possible, because there is hundreds, I think thousands of people out there, and we want to play this game. We want it badly, and we want it. We are willing to pay money for it. You want money? We have money. Money. We want Goldeneye N64 Remastered. I want it available on all consoles, you know, and just go with it. I know some are saying it's like only be for Nintendo Switch and Xbox, but please release it on PlayStation. Otherwise, I'm going to have to save up even more money to buy a Nintendo Switch, because I'm certainly not buying an Xbox, as I'm team PlayStation throughout my whole life. Well, that's been a nice little, sort of double bill here, really. We've talked about Goldeneye the movie, and we've talked about Goldeneye the game. So, the last big topic we have to discuss today, I have to say, thank God, we've got some great content coming in the Bond world, but something that really actually made me slightly sort of cheer up, really sort of made me feel proud and happy and like honored as a Bond fan, which was obviously this week. It would have been, I believe, Sir Sean Connery, rest in peace, good sir. It would have been like his 92nd birthday, and Pinewood have decided to honor him. And it's not the best picture, but the sort of best one I could find. Is they've announced a new stage called the Sean Connery stage, and I think that's one of the most greatest achievements and great honors that could be bestowed on the man. That from now on, at one of the greatest studios, probably the greatest film studio of all time, there'll always be now the 007 stage, Goldfinger Avenue, and now the Sean Connery stage. And I think that's incredible. And I hope, dearly, with all my heart, that the next Bond film shoots on the 007 stage and the Sean Connery stage. I think that would be absolutely amazing. I just remember seeing that news, and we've had other great news this year, like Barbara and Michael getting OBEs and all that stuff, and that's been wonderful as well. But that just really made me feel so happy. It's unreal. I just thought, what a lovely tribute to the man, and he absolutely, most certainly deserves it. I just got so happy with that. I'm not going to lie. It was just like, as soon as I heard the news, I thought, that's just right. A lot of people I know have been saying, well, yeah, it's great for Sean. Where's the Roger Moore stage? And to be honest, I'm not going to die. I think there's a valid point there. Where is the Roger Moore stage as well? I'll do my Roger Moore. I play Bond in every role I play. So it's going off half-cocked. I have a terrible act of stiffness, and my doctor prescribed me a course of acting lessons. So if you don't know the spoof thing, again, I have to do something on the stage, but, that's once again my awful Roger Moore impersonation from that comedy spoof. He goes, I play Bond in every role I play. But listen, that we sort of actually breezed through. It's nearly coming up to the 20-minute mark. We sort of slightly brisked through today's things, but I'll just quickly go a quick rundown before we get into our live questions today, everyone. So just again, we chatted a bit about, who will be the next James Bond. And again, I'd like to mention, if you would like me to do a video on my thoughts on should an actor of color play James Bond, let me know. And if there is legitimately, this is the only time I'll ever do this, if there is legitimately a demand for it, I will do it. Otherwise, I'm absolutely leaving that one alone. Obviously, then I talked about, going to see Bond in the cinema screen, one of the greatest, cinematic experiences I've ever seen in my life. Always going to remember that. The fact that the game has now turned 25 as well, which just makes me feel old and at the same time incredibly nostalgic and wonderful memories. And finally, the Pinewood Studios has named a new stage, the Sean Connery stage, which I just applaud them and think that's a wonderful, wonderful tribute. But that is it today for the main topics, everyone. We sort of breezed through them a little bit today, but I didn't want to keep you waiting too longer because we have got a lot of live questions here. And then at the end of today's stream, we'll talk about some of the things again that's happening next month and a little sneak peek about what is happening in October. Really exciting. But we start off again with our favorite guy here. His name is Heim, Jack Heim. And says, hello from Indiana. I'm going to watch, and I'm going to go there one day, bub. Have you watched Jurassic World Dominion on Blu-ray or 4K with both the theatrical and extended cut? Have you seen Dutch Bond fans' first watch of Oxy? Do you know what? I'll answer the last part of that question first. I've literally finished watching his first watch with his girlfriend. Literally, I finished watching that. I came up here and set up the live stream, so I've just finished watching it. And once again, I love those two watching the Bond film together. Fortunately, my other half isn't a fan of Bond films, so I'd never sort of force her to watch Bond films, but she's watched a couple of me. But yeah, I thought it was a very good video as well. Obviously, has never been one of my absolute favorites of all time. But he asked at the end of the video, should we do Never Say Never Again? I just sent a message going, yes, you can blame me for all the suffering, but yes, you should, which he had a good laugh at. But obviously, your main question was, have I seen Jurassic World Dominion on Blu-ray or 4K, theatrical and extended? I have seen Jurassic World Dominion in the cinema. I really enjoyed it. I think I'd place it out of the 6 films third. I like how it was different. It was something unique. I thought the special effects were great. I love the story and the action, and raptors are terrifying. I haven't seen the extended cut yet, but I have seen the prologue that goes at the beginning of the film, which I think is a much better opening for the film. I will say this. I don't buy physical media that much anymore. I think the last physical media I bought was No Time to Die. And even that I got digitally as well. So I'm much more of a digital man myself. But I'm hoping honestly, this is a bit of a rant I can give as well here, Jack. I'm pissed off that in the USA, you've had 2 releases of Jurassic World, and we haven't had 1. You can rent it, but you can't even buy it yet. And I'm hoping when Jurassic World Dominion finally goes available to buy in the UK, they will offer the extended edition, because I really want that. I want to see this extended edition. Jack continues, right, have you watched Marvel's What If on Disney Plus or Falcon and the Winter Soldier? I am up to date on all my Marvel shows. I am one of those Marvel lackeys who will watch anything they come out with to carry on with the overall storyline. I thought What If was a bit of fun. It wasn't anything serious, but I think it helped a lot of people get used to the idea of what Doctor Strange 2 was going to be. And Falcon and the Winter Soldier started off, I think, okay-ish. Ended up being, I think, really great. I think I do love the new Captain America. I think it fits. And, excuse me, I look forward to seeing what's going to happen with it. But I've literally, again, today, me and Sean just finished watching episode 2 of She-Hulk. So, yeah, I'm always up to date on my Marvel. I try to be. Jack then writes, have you watched Jack Ryan on Amazon Prime or Die Hard? I have watched all of them. I love the Jack Ryan TV show, John Krasinski. Hashtag following on for your Marvel thing. Please, John Krasinski, carry on as Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards, and Emily Blunt to be Mrs. Fantastic. I'm still one of those guys, still hoping and dreaming. And I've watched all Die Hard movies. Die Hard 1 is a classic, one of those all-time classics. Die Hard 2 is incredibly enjoyable. Die Hard 3, I have to admit, I wasn't a fan as a kid, but it's grown on me a lot. Die Hard 4 is one of my personal favorites, and I try to forget about Die Hard 5. I always thought they should have done one more, maybe with John McClane dying at the end, Die Hard 6, and call it Die Hard in a Blaze of Glory. I always thought that would be a nice, fun idea, but I don't think they'll ever do it. Jack Heim again. Cheers, bud, for all the questions, by the way. Have you watched the Presido starring Sean Connery and Mark Harmon? No, I've never watched that. Who could play NCIS Special Agent Gibbs Inspector Austin was to be played by Kevin Costner. Okay. I've got to be honest with you, but I have not watched any of that. Again, I watched quite a few things with Sean Connery, not massive amounts, but I'm getting through it slowly but surely. I always love watching. I'm not gonna lie, as soon as there's an actor in, like, an actor who played Bond or one of the villains in another film, I will just go watch it. It's just what I do. And Jack also writes, have you ever watched Yellowstone TV show? No. Everyone keeps telling me I need to watch it. I am so behind on my shows. I've got like Lost in Space season 3, Umbrella Academy season 3. I've still got to watch The Sandman. I've got the Cuphead show season 2 to watch. I've got Terminal List. I've got Reach. I'm so behind on TV shows. But I hear there's going to be a prequel called 1924 on Paramount Plus. Again, I would love to buy Paramount Plus and subscribe to it. However, saving the pennies, saving the pennies, especially with this cost of living crisis. And now John Phillips writes in, why did you leave Richard Madden off your list in your last video of realistic next Bonds? Well, you're going to see a whole video dedicated to him next week, bud, where we look at the reasons why I think Richard Madden should be the next James Bond next week. So that's why he's got a whole video all to himself. And Jack says, Jordan, hello from Indiana. Hello. Jordan writes, Jack Heim, good evening, mate, from the UK. Okay, I'm not going to do a Cockney accent, but Jordan, where else are you in the UK? I'd like to know. Jack writes, Jaws is going to be back in theatres from September 1st to 3rd in IMAX. Yes, and in 3D. And again, sorry for doing Fiddler on the Roof, but if I was a rich man, I would go watch it. But you know what? I'm sorry, just, for me, it's just not worth the expenditure when I can just watch it at home still. If I had, if money was no option, I would definitely try and go see Jaws in 3D and IMAX without a shadow of a doubt. Grant Lester, hey Grant, right. What about pre-title sequences that are the worst? Well, I said in my video, I think the worst two are Quantum of Solace, and that was my most dishonorable mention. But I think some of the worst ones, if I'm honest, is like Quantum of Solace, Live and Let Die one isn't, I think, particularly good. I'm trying to think of some of the other bad ones. I think You Only Live Twice one's a bit dull. I know Bond dies now allegedly, but I don't. There aren't that many I would say bad. I think vast majority of them are good, and I think so. I'm just putting that down there a bit just for ease. And some are great. Just only a few that's not so good. Grand also writes, Rennie. Oh, hold on. Oh, there we go. Sorry, we're back there. Sorry, I had a bit of an issue with the internet there. Rennie isn't an issue for me because of race. That's stupid. He's a potential issue for me because it's been reported that he's in the remake of Saint. I agree with you, Grant. I think 100% that Renaud Jean Page will not be the next James Bond because I think he's going to be busy doing the Saint. Personally, but again, adding to the list as he is a potential candidate. And again, mate, thank you for putting your opinion on there. It's greatly appreciated and should be respected. If anyone disagrees with it, please be respectful of his decision. I am too. I'm not saying whether I agree or disagree with it because I'm trying to remain that sort of neutral. Jack Hines, yeah, I'd like to see that video about an actor I want to see is Idris Elba play James Bond. Honestly, right now, trying to just take out anything like that, I think Idris Elba is just way too old now. He's way too old. You don't start being your tenure at the age of 50 plus. So I think he's personally out of it. But your comment is noted. And, that's one for potentially doing the video. We'll see. Lorenzo, hey, bud. Right. Greatness of amazing, awesome James Bond movie, Goldeneye. Iconic classic Bond movie. Adventure greatness. Yep. Always, bud. Always. And you carry on writing, Goldeneye is an entertaining, joyful, action, exciting, classic blockbuster spy thriller. Amazing James Bond movie. Mate, you know me. And don't forget, keep showing that love of world's not enough. Keep showing the love of world's not enough. I agree. Really amazing experience for me too. It looked amazing on the big screen. Grant, I'm so happy you got to see Goldeneye as well on the big screen. It was one of those it was just a moment I'm never going to forget. It was just something I'm never going to forget. Lorenzo writes, happy 25th anniversary to GoldenEye N64. Yep, absolutely. It's crazy, that really is. But, you know, it just shows even I'm getting on now. Heck, I'm 30. So technically, it's been around for the vast majority of my life. I've known GoldenEye N64. Jack writes, I wish I could have been there to see GoldenEye. It would have been awesome, and it would be the greatest experience on the big screen. Yeah, it was one of the best experiences I've ever had. Sorry, I feel like I'm rubbing it in, but I'm just trying to be honest with you all. I'm just trying to be honestly very much sincere about it. It was just a great experience, and the communal experience of everyone who just loves James Bond being in a cinema screen watching it together was quite something. And you know, it was just funny. See, it was like rewatching it from a whole new perspective again. So yeah, absolutely. Lorenzo writes, GoldenEye is an entertaining, joyful, action-packed, classic, excited James Bond adventure. Yep, 100% on that, bud. 100%. Okay, Daffyd writes a couple of questions. We're going, hey, man, have a great night. Have a great night to you too, bud. Need to make it an earlier one tonight. Oh, hope you enjoyed GoldenEye. Yes, I very much did, though. GoldenEye, ha ha ha. And he's also saying hello, and Jack's saying hello to Daffyd. Yeah, nah. Do you know what? I have been switching around a couple of times, like when am I actually going to do this live stream? But to be fair, I feel like Saturday night at 9 is working for me great because it's out of the way of anything else I need to do in the week. I've noticed a lot more people have been watching it, so I'm probably going to keep it to Saturdays at 9, and you can be there for you. So yeah, Saturdays at 9 are probably the new home for the monthly live streams. Lorenzo, I feel so sad the US don't get them. I know, but you and me were chatting about this, weren't we? I would love to see Pierce Brosnan and James Bond movie on the big screen. I want to see World's Not Enough on the big screen. Die another day. I said this to you in private, bud, and forgive me for saying this here. I'm shocked it's not happening in America as well. I really am shocked. Jack Hine said that happened here in the. You got another one here? No. Okay. David Brooks writes again. The earlier evening 7-hour and then forming into night. While it's very early, sorry, I'm going to start this one again, mate. The earlier evening 7-hour and then forming into the night while it is early evening London. I noticed this was quite effective in the execution. I noticed. Yep, absolutely, bud. Yeah, 100% on that. Definitely there. And there were a few moments where the crowd cheered and quoted, I'm invincible. Oh, we all just went, yeah. Oh, everyone loves Boris. Come on. Boris Grynchenko is one of the greatest side characters ever in the Bond series, that a shadow of a doubt. I'm very happy you saw God on the big screen. I know you're saying that. You're literally going like, I'm very happy for you, bud. You. In the nicest possible way. And Daffyd now right. All right, cheerio, pip, bye, Daffyd. Okay. And of course, he's saying good night to everybody too. That's awesome. So, Lorenzo writes, happy amazing 25th anniversary to the great iconic classic first James Bond shooter GoldenEye. Yep. We did a whole live stream and there was so much chat about that video game. It was great. And everyone just loved seeing it. And everyone loves talking about it. And I think that game is just still so culturally impactful. Jack Hahn writes, US and I saw Jaws on the big screen in March in 2021. Wow. They were also showing Indiana Jones films, Batman films, Jurassic Park, Dark Knight. Honestly, out of that list, if I said to my other half, because we love this particular franchise, I said to her, look, they're showing Jurassic Park 1 on the cinema screen. Would you want to go? I think she would honestly say, yeah, let's go to see that one. Because we love the Jurassic Park movies. Lorenzo writes, GoldenEye on the N64 game. So amazing. Classic, excited, fun game. Love the single-player storyline. Love GoldenEye does own classic games. Yeah, and we want that reboot. We want that remaster, people. We want it released this year, please. What up, Bond Geek? What up to you too, bud? Hope you're well. Hope you're enjoying the live stream. Lorenzo writes, GoldenEye 007, amazing, awesome video game. Yep, absolutely is. And continues to write, I'm Team PlayStation 2. Love PlayStation video games. Well, my boss has actually said to me, I think I said this to you on a couple of live streams, but one of my jobs I do, apart from a bit of marketing, is sales. And obviously I'm selling the company sort of hammocks. And he always said to me, if I reach a certain number, I won't say what it is, he will buy me a PlayStation 5 and a couple of games. And I'm nearly there. I don't really think he actually thought I would do it. But if you know a company that wants to buy the highest quality garden hammocks and accessories or ultralight camping hammocks, let me know. Let me know. Okay? Spread the word, everyone. Lorenzo writes, happy amazing birthday to Sean Connery. Amazing, awesome person. Yep, absolutely was, bud. Absolutely was. Okay, Jack Hine writes again. Goldeneye N64 is one of my favorite video games I played in video games during when I was in high school. I was in a video game club and played Goldeneye N64 and beat the original players. Well done, bud. That's mucho respetos. I mean, we all have stories like that, don't we, of Goldeneye, which is great, and it's so amazing. And it's just, I just can't think of another game outside of maybe like Fortnite, what it would be today, which had such a cultural impact where nearly every single person did. I don't think every single gamer now does even Fortnite. Goldeneye N64 was just, I think, something across the world. If you had an N64, everyone played. It really was. Lorenzo lights, Goldeneye 007, my first James Bond video game of my childhood life. Entertaining, joyful, action-packed, exciting Bond video game. Yep, absolutely, bud. And keep secrets still between you and me about what's happening in October, because Lorenzo is the only person who knows what the Bond Geek's got planned for October. I shared it with him. Lorenzo, amazing, awesome, bro. You saw Gone on the big screen. Awesome experience. And I know what you're thinking. Yeah, you lucky. Absolutely. But that's just us, eh? Lorenzo carries on writing. Bro, I'm surprised you did go see Die Another Day on the big screen. I bet Die Another Day would be great on the big screen. I already have seen Die Another Day on the big screen, because Die Another Day was the first Bond film I saw at the cinema. So, honestly, the allure of going back to watching some of them is now gone for me, because I've seen Die Another Day up to No Time to Die in the cinema. And to be honest, of all of them, it was Goldeneye the one I really wanted to see. I wish I could get Paramount Plus, because I want to see Beavis and Butthead. I've never watched Beavis and Butthead. Never did, actually. Quite weird, that, actually. And Lorenzo finishes off today's questions with, I bet Tomorrow Dies to be great on the big screen, exciting Bond movie. I would have loved to see it again. If I had, available funds, I would have seen Goldeneye, Tomorrow Dies, and World's Not Enough. That for sure. But, Goldeneye was the big one and the most important one. Right, everyone, that is actually the end of today's topics. I don't think there's any new ones that have just come in unless something comes in. Oh, hold on. Jack Hine writes, Goldeneye is one of my favorite James Bonds of Pierce Brosnan. I would have loved to see Tomorrow Dies, World's Not Enough. Yeah, exactly, same, bud. And he continues on with, I want to see Goldeneye remastered this year on PS4 or 5, and I would also see Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace, and Spectre. We'll go on and see them, bud, absolutely, if you can. Honestly, it brings up another debate again we had on a live stream a couple of months ago. I really wish, I doubt it's going to happen, but I would love HD remasters or digital copies of like Everything or Nothing, From Russia with Love, Nightfire, Agent Under Fire. Those are the ones I really want HD remasters of. I can live without the Daniel Craig, like, Bloodstone and there's Goldeneye Reloaded. It was a great game. And the Quantum Solace. It's those PlayStation ones that I really want to see. Right, and I think that's the end of actually today's live stream. We haven't got any other questions. We sort of talked a little bit about the stuff that was happening in the world today. Can I just say, as always, everyone, thank you so much for watching. It's been another great, amazing podcast. I've loved all the questions. I think just finishing on with Jack after his comments I'm just putting here, and I think we've also got one here. I'd love to see those HD remastered, but still going strong. Grant says, I'm currently interior painting and listening. Thanks for the motivation keeping me going. Keep up the good work, mate. No, mate, good work to you from what you're doing, bud. So keep it up yourself. Interior painting is, I think, one of the hardest things ever. I'm not trusted with it in my household. Absolutely not. All right, this is definitely probably going to be the end now, everyone. It's going to be a bit of a quicker live stream, but we got through everything. We talked through everything. Now, remember, everyone, look forward to the things that are coming up next month when it comes to Bond. And I'll say this, obviously, again, next week, Richard Madden, reasons I would like him to be James Bond. We have then Deepfake James Bond. Could it happen? Then we've got, my Bond 26, and then just to give you a little hint of what's coming in October, because it's something I'm personally excited about. I don't know, it could be the biggest failure or the biggest success ever, but coming in October is my Bond-tober. If you know what December is, I'm doing Bond-tober. So I'll just leave it at that for you all. As always, everyone, my name's Henry, and this has been the Bond Geek. Goodbye.